So Jacob was sitting here driving. I was sitting on the back. My left leg, which is where my hip issue and stuff is, would have been hanging down right here. That's where I would have been impacted before I got thrown off in that direction. You know, when Jacob's sitting there, he put his arm up to block, and that's why he has that left radial brake.
My arm was cut down to the bone, and I acquired a broken bone, and I cut 3 out of the 5 tendons in my arm.
I heard Jacob screaming. And then I remember looking down and seeing my pants gone. I remember seeing the whole bottom part of my leg being bright purple. And I remember my leg not working. From the impact, my femur had pushed its way through the back of my hip and blown out the back part of the bone on my hip.
Recovery's been about 2 months. I just had a second surgery last week, so it kind of restarts it all. But I've had some PT. PT starts again next week.
So we started doing the walker. I'd walk probably maybe 10 feet, and I'm gassed. I'd turn around, I'd get put back in the bed, and I would just be out cold. The simple steps of getting into a chair didn't exist. Helping out with the dishes, helping out with laundry, helping out with anything, cutting the grass, the small things that you don't even think of, you know?
It's a lot of helping. Dad will text me if I'm in my room. He'll text the group chat with Jacob and I and go, hey, can one of you do this? Or I have a list of stuff for you guys to do.
You know, in the first month, it was very hard. And you wake up and you don't know what's coming. But it's beautiful to watch the 3 of them really work together. I, unfortunately, with work, can't be here all the time, you know, and I typically don't work from home. So the 3 of them have just been amazing to be able to pull together and make things work. If you're thinking about drinking and getting behind the wheel, don't do it. You're not only risking your own life, but you're risking others. And that one bad decision you decide to make is an irreversible consequence. You know, going through this process and watching 3 people day in, day out try to do the norm, it's hard to watch.
How does the depth of that squat feel?
Oh, it's okay. I mean, I can barely walk. My long-term effect is that they're probably going to need a full hip surgery in 5 years. Changes your family dynamics. If you would have just made a different choice, I wouldn't be suffering today. So that's why we have Uber. That's why we have Lyft. That's why we have friends.
The biggest savior that day was probably my dad, with all of his time he's had as being a police officer, knowing what to do and doing it correctly.
I foresee myself getting a new ATV, going back to doing ATVing. You know, one thing you teach your kids is, you know, I know it's going to change you for your thoughts, but it can't change you completely for your actions. You still have to live, you still have to enjoy the things that you enjoy, and that's one of the things we enjoy.